Hello everyone and welcome to my Let's Play of Duskers. I wanted to do a Let's Play of a bunch of different games for a while now, and I wanted to do something a bit unique that a lot of people might not have heard of, and something that I really love. So, went with this game Duskers here. You are remotely controlling a bunch of drones as you explore derelict spaceships floating about in the ether, and you're just trying to survive. It's, I guess, roguelike, but not quite. I mean, you don't build up anything to help you in further playthroughs except for knowledge. Every time you start up, you get a randomly assorted 3 drones, randomly assorted equipment, and you're basically trying to explore, upgrade, and survive. I've never made it to the end. I don't know if the game has a real end. I'm guessing it does. Maybe we'll see on this playthrough. So first, I'm going to go into play game. It's going to initialize. And this is where I was previously, but I want you to see a full run from its beginning. So, we are going to do a reset. Initiate, yes. And you'll notice pretty much every menu command has little brackets around one of the letters, because you can do key commands. You can run almost this entire game. I think you can run the whole game strictly with key commands. Inconsistent present, system report compiled. Would you like to view summary? Yes. Vessel recoil fail. Calculations consistent with projected anomaly re-entry. Initial scans and telemetry inconsistent with previous readings. Common registration points contain variance outside acceptable thresholds. Scanning for possible malfunctions. External monitoring process shows no sign of malfunction. So we're lost. Recommended course of action: 1. Proceed with exploration and previous objectives. End of file. Saving log to drive. Save complete. So, I just reinstalled the game to fix a little issue that I'd never seen before, so it's probably going to give me a bunch of tutorial stuff. I'm going to clear that out of the way and just show you a bit of the game. Now, you'll see... Okay, I have a separate cursor. For a second I thought that blue thing was the cursor. So the blue shape up in the upper left of the screen is where you currently are. All these other ships, I'm moving with the arrow keys. These are other ships you can get to. The little number in the bottom right of the reticle, the targeting jammy, has a number, and that's how many fuel it'll take you. Bottom right, you'll see you've got scrap, propulsion, and jumps. So the little circle with the thing orbiting it represents nearby stuff. You use propulsion for that. I believe whenever you jump to a new system, you get a little bit of propulsion, so to help you from being completely lost and stuck. Let's see. First thing I'm going to do is go with the ship we're currently on top of, because it costs nothing to get to it. We're already there. Off all the way to the right, you'll see a shape of the ship, like a profile shape. Its name, this is the Valiant. Class is Government C. No infestation types. Am I reading that right? That is fantastic. Infestation types are your enemies, and it's not how many enemies are on the ship, it's how many types. So there's 4 or 5 different types of enemies you can encounter. There might be several of them on board, there might be one on board. All you get to figure out ahead of time is the type. Age is 11, which is good, it means it's stable. Usually the older they get, the creakier and crankier and more prone to failures and things they get. And I think that just kind of gives you an idea of what you might find, how much stuff, how many things might be broken on the ship. Distance is 0, of course, because you're right there. Visited is whether or not you've been there before. This is false, because you've never been there. And scrap capacity is at 48. Now, that's not that good, so we're not going to commandeer the ship. Yes, if you want to carry more scrap, which is like your currency in the game, you can commandeer ships if you completely clear them out. So, let's hit B for board. Now I'm going to take into this boarding configuration. Shows you what drones you've got. You've got some information on the ship you're going to right now. If you don't want to change anything, if you're fine with everything how it is, you can just board now. So let's see what kind of things we got on our guys. Hold on one second. There we go. How to take care of a real life thing. So, We've got John, Nathan, and Tim, all dudes this time. The numbers underneath their names are their health. They're all at full health. Then they each have 3 slots for different modules they can be equipped with. We got a very basic one, I think because the game thinks that I'm playing this for the first time. So John has a motion sensor, which you can place in a room, and then it just kind of puts out a pulse for the surrounding area. And that's really useful to see what kind of enemies might be around, though thankfully there's none to worry about on this ship. Also has gather. That means it can gather resources. There will be jump fuel, ship fuel, and scrap that you can just laying around that you can just pick up or pull out of vessels and things. Number 2, Nathan, has a generator. Your number 2 drone, I think every time I've seen so far, comes with a generator. You need that to power up parts of the ship. They need to basically interface with a part of the ship and then power a set of rooms. You'll never power the entire ship unless it's really small. Lastly, we have Tim, who has tow and interface. Tow lets you tow busted drones you find. You can tow them back and work on repairing them up. And you can also tow ship modules if they're not broken and they're not permanently secured to the ship. I doubt we'll see any on this one. Interface lets you interface with security computers. You can activate little things here and there. You can sometimes get some motion detection information, which is really great. But you don't find terminals that often, at least not that I've seen. Anyway, we're going to just hit enter because I'm not editing anything. In the bottom right, you can see letters A through X. That's where you would hold other modules. But we have nothing to rearrange. I'm happy with the 3 guys the way they are, so we're just going to hit enter and board. Scanning is inconclusive. No infestation types. 11 is the age. I'm guessing that's years. They don't really say. It was a personnel transport. Hold various supplies. Crew of 7. You'll never find crew. Crew are dead. Whole crap load of communications found. Almost all of them corrupted. Begin a communication. You'll see that some of these words are all sorts of freaked out. That's to represent the corruption. So what do we got? Broken drill. Manned drill malfunction occurred at 17. 1 person severely injured but stable. Drill bit hit unregistered deposit on surface at stage 2, causing the centrifuge to jam up. Applied pressure caused the structure to buckle. Bunch of junk again. Worker tending to the issue, severing his left leg. That's not good. Drilling has ceased as we investigate. Report will end communication. So nothing too useful. Sometimes you'll find stuff and then the computer will record that and you'll actually try to follow these weird little plot threads and things throughout the game. So here's where you start off at. The left, you'll see a bit of a diagram. That's where we've got our 3 drones, 1, 2, and 3. The little shape they're in is your ship that you are inside. A1 is the name of that door. That'll mean something really important in a minute. In the upper right, you'll see installed ship upgrades. We got none out of 2 slots. The condition of our 3 drones. I'm pointing at the screen right now, even though you can't see it. Because this is my first time playing, according to this installation, it's giving me hints like telling me to open the airlock to derelict vessel to begin mission. Type A1 or open A1. That's because in the bottom right, you will see an actual little console, and you do a lot of things with console commands. So, if you type the name of a door or open and then the name of a door, it will open. So, A1, enter. Doors open. Now, a lot of the time, you kind of, this first room you get to is always clear. It's free of enemies and usually has a generator. It's giving me the hint I can press space to toggle between drone and schematic view. You can also hit numbers 1, 2, or 3 to jump directly to that drone. I'm used to just hitting those, but we'll hit space this time. And we got our drone view. Okay, it was tweaking out a little bit because this is a remote thing. This is just arrow keys left and right because you're not going to use AWSD because that's typing, and typing out words is how you do actions and commands. So, let's see, 2 is Nathan and 3 is Tim. You'll see each of them has their own different color that they see. Tim's pretty white. That sounds weird. Pretty bright is what I meant to say, but yeah, he's got the white color, which is really bright. What am I doing? John's who we want first. Now, you can remotely send drones into a room, but like I like doing the first room manually. Just forward and back, or up and down will make you go forward and back, left and right rotate you. A little bit of scrap. So hold on a sec. We have a power inlet, which we can pop our generator on. D3, D4, and D just means doors. D4 is open, and if a door connected to your first room is open, that means the room it leads to will also be safe. They do not ever start you off right in the middle of like a battle. That's just not fair. Oh my god, we've got a drone. We got a free drone. So, see it says recommended command info. If I type info, it'll tell me info about the room, but also about this drone. So I can use swap to exchange upgrades. I can use tow to pull him out. So, we're gonna do swap, and now we can see what he's got. New guy. Well, he will be the new guy once we get him repaired. Busted drone here, John, on the right. He's got a shield of 500, which is really good. I believe you toggle that manually on and off. I don't know if I've ever used that before. It might recharge, it might just have that many units and it's done. Under that we got mine. 4 out of 4 means it's got 4 mines it can lay, but it's yellow with that exclamation point, and that means it's busted and we'd have to repair that as well as the drone to get him up and running. I do not care too much about swapping anything right now, so I'm just gonna hop out. Shield might be nice. So I've looked at both rooms. We're kind of done with John for a moment. Last thing I'm gonna do is gather, if I can type right. And you see how if I type something, once I get far enough, it goes to complete the word. You can hit tab, and it will just complete the word, or you can hit enter at that point, and it'll run the command. So if we hit enter, picked up the scrap, no problem. Now, I'm going to show you how this command line works a little more. A lot of the game you might actually look at from this view, which is not the most visually impressive, but gives you the most information. So before we do anything, I'm going to dive right into it and show you how you can string commands together. So I got navigate, space or tab, either way will complete the word, give you a space, and you can keep typing. So I want to navigate 3R3, it's going to move drone 3 to room 3, comma space, oh, is it comma? No, it's semicolon, space, tow, nav 3 R1. R1 is always your hangar, your drone hangar in your ship. Tow. So what this command is going to do when I hit enter, it's going to move drone 3 to room 3, activate tow, which means it'll automatically move to that busted drone, pick him up. It'll like hook him up to the back of him. Move 3 back to R1, pulling that guy along because he's attached, and then the last tow command just unlocks it, so I can just stick him, have 3 free again. So, let's enter and watch it go. And here he goes on his way, doing his little thing. If I jump into him, you can watch him do his thing. Looking around. Oh, sometimes stuff like that happens. He wasn't close to the center of the room, so that you didn't see him. But, so I can move him over here manually. Tow. Oh, I see what's happening. So John is destroyed and can't be repaired. But we can swap stuff out of him to at least bring it back. Give you the shield. Cool. F3R1, bring him back home. Hop into 1 and have him pick up those busted mines. It's a shame, I was hoping we would get to bring a new guy home. Should have noticed that he was destroyed. Alright. Swap. We want B. Done. Alright, so now we have explored everything that we can explore from the very beginning without messing with doors or anything. So I'm going to stick this guy in a corner. I stick my drones in corners a lot so that they don't get in the way of other people, other guys that they've got coming in. Hop back out here. Actually, again, see how Tim is in the way there. That's what I'm talking about. So, bring Nathan over here. You can power an inlet as long as you're anywhere kind of near it. You see how there's this grid on the ground? If you're anywhere within these 4 squares this takes up, you can power it. I'm just going to stick them right on top. Type generator. Bam! So he's powered up. Now all these other rooms are, it's kind of like you've scanned them. And we know that there are no threats here. There are 0 infestation types, so everything should be fine. And what I usually end up doing is I have 2 go in, pop on the generator. I have 1 go and look around the other rooms. He's usually my explorer. So I like to do that manually. You don't have to, but I mean, it looks kind of cool. I love this old school drone, like old school monitor. It really drives home that you're remotely accessing them. They're not like high-tech devices. They are an array of sensors, not so much like sweet cameras. Nothing else in this room. Gather again. Open E5. 1 scrap. Ooh, fuel access point. Another hunk of scrap. So now, I'll show you a new command. Gather all. And your bot will just go and gather up everything in the room that it can gather. If you have multiple guys that have the same command, you'll have to specify which one. So I think you would type the full command and then just the number. Not sure about that. So the entire ship has been explored. Everything we can explore. This is definitely the starter ship that they want to go easy on you with. So I can manually move all my guys back in. I can type commands to move them all back in. Or I can use, there are kind of collections of commands that you save as aliases. I personally haven't messed around with that much, but there are some default ones like begin and end. So if I type end, it gets all of the drones that are out and has them navigate back to room 1, which is our dock. You can just type exit here. I like to close the airlock door. That's what A stands for, by the way. There will be, in later ships, you'll see other airlocks. But that is what that one's for. It's an airlock. That's what I just said. Anyway, we're done here. We can type exit, enter. Mission is complete. We're all done. So I didn't get any fuel. Sometimes you go and access a fuel pump or something, and there's nothing in it. It happens. We got a little bit extra scrap, which is nice. We need to spend that on things like repairing that module we picked up. Days survived. We have made it 1 day. No data. And then it shows the upgrades that we got. And then I hit enter, and we're back to this screen again. That's what we're going to call it for the first episode. I did a lot of babbling explaining the general concept of the game. But yeah, I'm going to keep going for a little while, probably until I die. It's one of those games where you're going to die. You are going to die. Just get used to it. It's what happens. Anyway, that is it for now. I hope you guys found that interesting and like this game, at least enough to keep coming back, because I'm going to do a full series of this, probably until I die, like I said. And then we'll see how things go. I got a ton of games that I can do this with, so hopefully I'll keep doing more. And hopefully you'll keep coming back. See you guys later.